Hi everyone, NUSensei here. I've had this question fairly often. There are people who are fascinated and want to learn about the thumb draw, but they don't have a bow which people shoot thumb draws with, such as a composite bow or an Asiatic bow. So the question is, can you learn to shoot thumb draw using a modern recurve? The short answer is yes. In fact, this is my first time trying this with this bow, and that wasn't too bad. Had one ranging shot and the rest are basically on target. So you can in fact shoot a thumb draw with a modern recurve bow. Now, of course, we're talking about a left-handed bow. I'm a right-handed archer, and with the thumb draw, you normally put the arrow on the right side as a right-handed shooter. So you couldn't use a right-handed bow because the window is cut out the wrong side. But if you were to use a left-handed bow, the answer is in fact yes, you can put the arrow on this side and shoot with a thumb draw. Now I'm using one of our club bows with an arrow rest. It's a little flimsy. I find it a little hard to do it properly. If I was using a bow with a shelf, then I'd use that instead. But even just using this, it is very much possible. And of course, you have to adjust for your sight picture, I guess, because it is very much different. You can't see past the riser, but you can see where your arrow might be pointing at. And the spirit of shooting instinctively, it is quite possible. I've had some people actually try this at my club, and they've actually done quite well at short distance. They've shot just as well with thumb draw as they have with shooting barebow with fingers. Grouping out there. Pretty good. Very nice. Look at the grouping. I would imagine that if you're shooting at a club and you're being coached, you're probably told off for doing the wrong way. A lot of people who shoot Western style actually don't know about the thumb draw, so people would freak out, I reckon. But it actually is possible. Quite challenging and fun, in fact. As you can see, I'm shooting with the arrows in the bow hand. Not particularly quickly, I can't load as quickly with the arrow rest, but it's definitely possible. And once you get used to your sight picture, I had to write the 10 ring there. This could be quite a challenge. And this is with the club bows. So you have some left-handed bows, and you've got right-handed shooters who want to try a thumb draw. It's actually possible. Might be an interesting thing to try at your club. Oh, that's a terrible shot, but on target. And the funny thing is, because we pick our arrows to be tuned with these bows, they come out really nicely in a center cut bow. Right in the 10 ring. Nice. Yeah, you definitely can. If there's anything weird about this, it's the shape of the grip. And because these bows are made to be left-handed or right-handed, the grip is molded to be a perfect fit for one hand. So holding a left-handed bow in my left hand feels weird. The bumps and the contours are the wrong places. You can still use it, but it doesn't really feel right. So it's a little uncomfortable. I wouldn't really buy a left-handed bow just for thumb draw. If I had to buy one, I would buy a proper bow for it. Now, if you don't have a left-handed bow or it feels uncomfortable, you can use a right-handed bow. In fact, the modern Mongolian archery competitions shoot from the left side of the bow using a right-handed bow. The way to do this is to basically use string walking. you put your thumb lower on the string so you don't touch the arrow. If you touch the arrow, you'll probably knock it off as you draw it back. That's not very good. But by putting below the arrow, you can actually draw it back pretty safely. And you can effectively do string walking with a thumb draw, which is how it works in modern Mongolia. Takes some getting used to, but it definitely can be done. I grouped, all my shots went way left actually, so my technique and my anchor points and reference points were off. But yeah, it's physically possible. So if you figure out your sight picture and your reference points, you definitely could shoot a right-handed bow with a thumb draw, just as you can shoot a left-handed bow with a thumb draw. Funny enough, I felt that the left-handed bow was actually much easier, which actually makes sense. I think the left side thumb draw takes a bit more practice. I know people have done this. They have used hunting level bows and shoot quite accurately with a thumb draw. I personally wouldn't do it because it's not my thing. I've got actual horse bows to shoot. But if you are in a bind or you want to try to experiment with a thumb draw, you can. Be prepared to make mistakes. It's definitely a very unusual way of shooting, but with practice, as if anything, you become decently proficient. Anyway, this is NUSensei. Hope you found this interesting. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.